Okay.
So, go on. Any other good memories?
Of your house?
Yeah.
Remember the Hoover from Vancouver?
What
did we call that game? Was it Pillow?
Oh, what was it?
It was just called Pillow, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was.
And
Yeah.
yet you just wore a pillow on your face.
Yeah.
As you walk around and try and catch you.
No, it was the person who had the pillow had to find the other person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the person who had the pillow on their head had to try and get the other person. And they could only do it based on noises that they heard. So obviously you couldn't see with the pillow.
That was a really great game.
Didn't somebody lie in the bath? Did I lie in the bath?
Yes.
And I hid in the bath and you had no idea where I was.
Just walking around with a pillow on my head.
So many memories when I think of your nan's house. Like seeing Prince walk downstairs with my undies in his mouth whilst I was in the shower. And thinking, I've just seen, because I'd just played football and I had left a turd stain in the back of him. I knew there was, I was like, oh no, I'm going to see that in the living room now. So all credit to her, she picked them up.
Yeah.
I'm sure she's been there and done that with underpants many times.
And she put them on top of the microwave.
Yeah. Pretty dry out the shit stain so we could scratch it off. I'll have to run back to your house. I remember going to the Chinese place many times.
Oh yeah. I remember the fish and chips there were brilliant.
They were good.
And they were cheap as well.
And the chicken fried rice was good.
Oh, I do miss that.
I always like chicken fried rice. G-roll chow fan.
Yeah, man.
Shit, yeah. I really haven't learned enough.
It's difficult though.
Well, what I started doing, I started maximising my downtime, as I call it.
Right, go on.
Because in the car I've got like a hard drive in the CD player. So when I was in China, I met this girl from Armenia who's teaching English, and she'd learned Chinese, and she said that she learned best listening to this thing called Chinese Pod.
Right.
It's like a podcast that some Irish bloke who sounds really weird, like an American, does with some Chinese girl, and they teach you Chinese through these podcasts. So they teach you about 4 or 5 sentences every time. And she sent me them all ages ago. I never touched them, but I've put them all on a memory stick and stuck them on a hard drive in the car. So when I drive to work, I learn 2 different modules on the way to work.
That's brilliant.
But because I haven't quite got the match up between seeing the words, like when I use Rosetta Stone, I can see the words in Pinyin, like the Romanised version, and in the Chinese writing. So that word sticks into my head, and I can kind of know how I'm saying it with the tone that's put on it as well. But when they're saying it, they explain the tones, but because you don't see it, it doesn't stick quite as well because you're only hearing it. Yeah. So I need to.
That's how you remember best, isn't it? Images.
Yeah. That's why Rosetta Stone stuff works. But what I need to
Does it work though?
Yeah. There's a lot of Rosetta Stone stuff that I've learned and kept in my head.
I might have to get a French one then.
It would work, I think. It might be really basic for you at first. Because the good thing is, with the Rosetta Stone, you get CDs as well. So you can back up your learning. So what I could do is learn Rosetta Stone the night before, and then while I'm driving to and from work, play the backup CDs that remind me what I've learned, so it stays in. With the Chinese pod stuff, they've got stuff online, but obviously I can't do that while I'm driving. So what I need to start doing with that is listening to it, probably on the way to work and then on the way back, or maybe just on the way back, and then instantly go online and learn the words and the writing that goes with that. So the pictures and the writing is sticking with the oral memory.
What do you do audio for your lunch at work?
I have soup in a flask.
Do you have it in the office?
Yeah, well it depends, because if my boss wants to go for dinner with me, if he's not going with someone else, he'll say, do you want to come to the canteen? And I say, well, I've got soup, but I'll bring it. And then I'll pour it into a bowl, and I'll bring 2 little buns as well, ciabatta bread or something, and dip that in the soup. Or in the past when I've had other foods, I'll have that. I'll take that to the canteen with him, But if it depends on I'm sat in the office, because in the corner where I work, there's me. Well, no, there's a guy called Mark Middleton, and there's my boss, and there's Daniel Ridgway, and my big boss's PA behind me. There's 4 seats. So if Mark Middleton's not in, or if Steve's not in, I have one of their seats.
Right.
But if both are in, then I have to go to the other side of the office. So I end up sitting in marketing with the girls. So I just, I tend to just eat by myself. So I'll just eat at my desk and pour it into my bowl. But I really need to start walking to places more in work, just going to places, because I've realised that sometimes, because I've been doing a lot of work on Excel recently, I've just got databases and grids constantly in my face, and I feel like I'm not doing my metabolism any favours by not going anywhere apart from to the toilet.
Do you have dreams about it?
No.
Because when I started at Wigan Council, I started having dreams about working on Publisher.
Yeah.
And I couldn't get it out of my head. Because I think when you start something new, that's all you think about, and then it just goes into your dreams. And I just kept thinking of like different solutions.
I think I might have had one dream about it, but no more than that, I don't think.
Okay, top 3 cheeses.
Top 3 cheeses?
Yeah.
Red Leicester.
Okay.
It's my choice of cheese. Mexicana cheese, which I think is like a cheddar with spices in. You can get from Asda.
That sounds nice.
Which is good. What I like to do is, you can get it in slices or in a block. I get it in slices, rip the slices up and throw it into my tomato soup, and then put some enchilada powder in and make enchilada soup.
Wow.
It's great. It's great soup, and it thickens it, so it makes it a bit cheesy. Depending on how much you cook it as well, you can leave strings of the cheese in.
Wow.
If you did it in a microwave, you'd leave it. It's quite stringy, but if you give it a full-on cook, it becomes more normal soupy, but just a bit thicker. That's 2. Third one, probably say Edam.
I've never had that.
I used to like Edam. I especially like Edam when.
Was it mild?
Yeah, it's mild, yeah. But you get it in like a segment of an orange almost. It comes from a big red ball, and where the wax goes on the outside, there's like a hard rind on it, and the hard rind's really nice. It's just a bit more chewy. But it's a nice cheese. I haven't had it for ages. We used to have Edam all the time when I was younger, and we haven't had it since. Not for a long time.
Right, well, Rainford, thank you very much.
No worries.